Set it off, Deuce.
Yo, welcome back to the Moving Forward podcast, man. We got a dope interview right now.
That's right, man. We got motherfucking Mr. Dead in the house,
Oh
man.
man, thank you guys. I'm honored. First of all, I'd like to say thank you for having me on your show.
Appreciate it.
You already know, man. So what's good, man? Let the world know who you are.
Oh man. Well, for those that don't know, I'm Mr. Dead. Um, I know I got to start off subtle because it's a whole bunch of intestine-like connections. So, all right, I'm Mr. Dead. I represent Brooklyn, East New York.
Cypress to be exact.
Yeah, Cypress Hill Projects. That's where I am from. And man, what else? I'm pretty old. I mean, I'm 53, even though that's probably none of your business, but we'll just keep it like that. 53.
Right.
I am a professional MC. I have 3 albums out. I've been blessed with the power to have 3 albums out since '98. First album came out on Word Sound Records, Word Sound Recordings in '98, which is a flip. Not to digress, but stay with me because I'm gonna do a lot of moving around like that. On special effects tip, which I'm a special effects makeup artist as well, I worked on my very first film in 1989. So from the top, the first movie was in '89. The first album was in '98.
What's the name of the movie?
Oh, the first movie, it was a trauma film for everybody that's gonna go, trauma. Toxic Avenger and all that. The 1st film was called Sergeant Kabuki Man, NYPD.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, well, unbeknownst to you, there's a big following behind that. And it's like, I didn't see it coming when I worked on that film. Because, it's like, that was my first film. And I was just happy to be there. I was one of the bunch of special effects artists. Besides that, I was a PA. And besides that, it's a trauma film. If you do your trauma history, you'll find out that the more a trauma knows that you know how to do, the more you will be assigned to do. So Lloyd would come down and be like, hey, you know how to draw? Huh? Hey, you want to do the storyboard art for the film? And I'm like, yeah. Oh, hey, you want to do the creature design? So I did storyboard art for the film, creature design, PA, and I was one of the makeup effects artists.
Wow.
How much do you think I was getting paid a week?
I just was about to ask you that.
Man,
$50?
you got it. Exactly.
Wow.
$50 a week.
Wait,
Wow.
$50 for each or for the whole thing?
Nah, I mean like when the checks roll in every week and you pulling out your check and you got like 400 or 500, and I look at mine and it's $50.
But why was it $50?
Because I mean, I can chalk it up to, well, that was my first film. I was definitely getting got, but at the end of the day, how many of us coming from where we come from aspire to do something, let alone get to do it?
Right.
So I was on my first film.
Was these Hollywood directors?
Nah, Trauma Films, the lowest of low budget.
Right.
I mean, I should have easily been getting about the same as what everybody else was getting. Because
Right.
think about it: if you're an effects artist and you're working on it, you're an effects artist. I'm an effects artist, but I'm also doing PA work, and I'm doing a storyboard art, and I actually designed the creature that you see at the end.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but it was a stepping stone, and it goes from all right, $50 a week, and then you're getting $50 a day, and then you're getting $50 an hour, and then it's more. I've been in this industry about a little over 30 years, so I'm flexible.
Your bag got bigger as you grew.
Yeah,
Pause.
exactly. Official. Just same thing with the music too. So it's like the first album was in '98. That's the whole flip to that.
Right.
So the following stuff that you did behind your first album, how did that go? What was the avenues?
You mean how did I get the deal?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good friend of mine, Prince Paul. We went to college together. So when I met him on. He knew me more for the makeup stuff.
Right.
So the music came afterwards, as far as he was concerned. So what happened was he was doing this album. He did this album called Psychoanalysis, And his live show was elaborate, as anybody would tell you that's, been to one of the Prince Paul shows. So we had this skit, we would do skits, because this whole psychoanalysis. So he
Right.
would be like the professor, and
Right.
I was like his assistant, like Ralphus. I'm taking the nod from Bloodsucking Freak. So I was like his Igor type of, so I had like this, a prop brain I made, and I would go out into the crowd and, crowd participation, touch the brain, and I would put slime on it, and sometimes they'd make the mistake of licking it, it's stringy. And, so what happened was after the whole skit and the whole show for the album, he would DJ. And while he DJ'd, I would hype the crowd up, and I would just work out and just do my verses or just songs that I had wrote before that.
Right.
So what happened was that ended up taking off from, like the crowd. So then everybody was like, man, that's good. So when it came time for the merch, and, where can I buy the CD that has what you were saying? And I'm like, oh, no, none of that's not there yet. So then word got back to Skiz, and it was like, man, when are you coming out with an album? So basically, by the time I got back, I was in a good light with him as far as he was getting a lot of good feedback as far as my MC part that I was doing. The makeup part was, I put a mustache on Paul and grayed him up, and that was basically it. So I got back, hooked up with some producer friends of Paul, put together a package. Originally, I was, somebody from Tommy Boy was interested in me, originally. But due to me listening to the path that I took, which is, kids, don't listen to anybody. When it comes to, like, if you're doing music like I do, for those that know me, for those that don't now, you will know, hard-hitting lyrics, underground, and then I'm a character, so I have characters. I have the Pimp Daddy Shrimp and Manfred Winters from the Handsome Boy Modeling School, and the list goes on. So I have some songs where I'm doing those characters.
Right.
So what happened was, they were so focused on the characters and how it was funny that when I got the opportunity to shop my stuff to Tommy Boy, they weren't interested because they were looking for something hard, which is just what I had. But I'm like, once again, I'm listening to people that were already in the industry, so I lost that. And then it just so happens I went to Skiz and played it, and he's like, cool, let's do it. So we did the album, and that was Metabolics, the M Virus. That was me and Big Pat.
Big Pat, that's dope.
Thank you. He's good. He was good. We made a good, it was like, we were like, man, I gotta say, it's like the poor people's EPMD. And I say that with the highest regard to, myself and Pat, but it's like, it's like not quite EPMD status, but EPMD-ish. In a sense. Yeah, definitely.
So y'all was against everything, like y'all did it y'all way.
Yeah, exactly.
That's dope.
Yeah, I mean, and I think, like, whatever, as far as, like, people like to put labels on things, and I can quite honestly say, I didn't become the richest person behind the music, per se, but once again, how many of us get to do exactly what we wanted to do? And if I was looking at it from a financial standpoint, I'd probably be disappointed with myself and want to kill myself. But on the flip, even though that's not how I feel at all, on the flip, I could say, well, man, I had so many stamps in my first passport that I had to get another one. Right. I could say fun stuff like, man, the first time I went to Paris, I didn't like it.
How many people can say that?
You see what I'm saying? So, when it's like, I remember hearing something really, really dope that I got to hear from my label when it was like, all right, well, here's your first album. I can't pay for both, so you got a choice. You can either have a music video or album release party.
You chose the video.
Yup, the video. Then the album did good. Then got the second album. And then at the same question. So, well, already.
Question: When you get your second album, like, how was the budgets from the first to the second to the third album? Like, did they change? Did they stay the same? Or?
They got better. I mean, I still wasn't allowed to have both. So it didn't blossom into the whole cake and eat it too thing. But when I did choose the party, it was a big deal party.
Right.
That I could say. Man, I forget the name of the spot. Oh my God, they're closed now too. And it was the downstairs and nah, it wasn't. It was an underground spot. Damn, they had beer barrels made like booths that you can sit in.
Wow.
Yeah, I forget the spot, but shout to them, and it's like, and from that second album, then after that, the third album I didn't release on Word Sound. That was on Raptivism, the Dynamic Tension one. The second one was Metabolics Volume 2, Dawn of the Dead.
Now, my question to you is, where did you get your most money from? Was it us being a special effect artist or rap? Because I know you got a big following overseas.
Yeah. Thank you. I do, and let me see. I have to honestly say, the most money would come from the effects,
Right.
from the working on the films.
Right.
Because with the man, you know what it is? It's like at the time when I was making a lot of money with the music, I had a lot of financial obligations that would like suddenly pop up, and it's like, some of them weren't really good. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I had one tour. I was out for about a month. Then I came back. And my mom had gambling problems, and I had to bail her out.
Wow.
So it's like she was, my whole family was living with my whole family I had at the time. Mm-hmm. So it's like, that's one of those ones where, man, that was a good tour. and that was just a little over a month.
Right.
And I'm like, man, so I get back and I'm like, oh.
Got to peel it off.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Damn.
okay.
Passing it off as quick as you got it.
Yeah, and with music, it's like, man, I find I spend more too, because like, with the studio, and it's like you get a certain amount of studio love, but then you got to pay for that, and it's like everything, from the deal, it comes out of your pocket, and we had a 50-50 deal, so it's like you just got to hope that you sell enough. You got to hope people's give a shit is that grand, and it's like I never made music based on anything except myself.
So what do you like doing more?
Man,
Being that you make more money off of special effects and your passion is music, but what would you consider your best?
man, it's like I don't want to sound like I'm just real nasty at both. I'm prolific at both. I swear to you, I kid you not. I'll take a Pepsi challenge against, and it's hard when you do more than one thing.
Right.
Usually when you do more than one thing, something's gonna be whack. And I ain't gonna lie, I got such an arsenal, and man, I'm about to step back into this music really seriously, like a death threat, and then that's on the real. I'm gonna just sneak up on motherfuckers. Ain't nobody even gonna see it coming. First thing gonna say is, "Who's that old gray dude?" They'll sleep on the bed, and then next thing you know, the resurrection has arrived. But it's like a love-hate relationship.
Right.
There've been times where I wanted to sit the makeup effects down. It's like when I feel like there are certain, like it's supposed to move at a certain pace, and it's like I've never not had my get up and go about it. So it's like the more I do, and then when I'm getting the least reciprocated, then I feel a little disappointed. Then but with the effects work, and I'm freelance, mind you.
Oh, I was just about to-
And I'm freelance, and I don't know if you paid attention. I'm black. So with that being said, I don't know how many black effects artists you're gonna see. I mean, there's more now, but it's like, man, when I came up, like being around, all of this, like I came across Fangoria magazine, and that was it. I saw Dawn of the Dead, and that was it. And I realized that's what I wanted to do. Same thing with the music, but with the makeup effects, it's more immersive. It's different. It's like you're behind the scenes, but then you're in front of the scenes at the same time. Because
you gotta do the work.
And if it's something that primarily is going to show mostly of what I'm doing, even though you don't see my face, but
You see your work.
right, the proof's in the pudding.
So because of your work in like makeup or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
doing your characters, has any big companies or big movies called you on set to help out or to actually do their, you know what I'm saying?
Oh man. Oh, like coming. All right. Well, the coolest I got. I mean, that was big to me. I guess. It was big.
Name all of them. Name all of the actors that you work with.
Okay.
All of the movies you done.
Okay.
Yeah, all the good ones.
Yeah.
All right.
All the movies, period.
Yeah.
The good ones.
Okay.
It's just all of your work.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Well, being called in to help when some people couldn't get it right, I guess. All right. I was up in the house, and I got a call. It was this promotional thing that they were doing for one of the seasons of American Horror Story,
Okay.
and it was the season. Shit, what was this? Hold on, let me get my horror right. Was it season 6? I want to say season 6. Was it Freak Show? For those of you that watch American Horror Story, it was the Freak Show season, and they had these. What they wanted to do was. It's like a fucking rickshaw that they have in the city, but it's like a bicycle, and it's like a cab in the back, like a horse carriage connected to the bicycles, and it's like they drive you to where you're going in the city. So they took a bunch of those and they dressed them up like the circus tents of the American Horror Story Freak Show season. And I don't know if you remember seeing the promo posters for it, but it had a woman that she was reaching her arms up like this, and she looked. You couldn't tell if she was quite male or female, and her waist came in really narrow, and then it blossomed out into the circus tent.
Wow.
So they made the whole body of that woman based on that promo shot, and we mounted them to the top of these cabs. But they called me in to paint them, but because for some reason no one could paint them right, so it's like I got a call and it was like. Yeah, Mr. Dad, blah, blah, we found you online, and we're doing this thing for American Horror Story, and we need you to come in and paint these things. And here are some images. This is what we're trying to have it look like. This is what they look like now. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, all right, I'll see you. And then they're like, yeah, we need you to come right now. And that was one of those things where nobody asked me how much was I charging. Excuse me. They just looked at the work that I already had done. And they were like, all right, just get in the cab, bring everything you need with you, and come in and start work. And
How was that, Chuck?
that was good.
Yeah.
That was dope. Yeah,
That shit was a dope ass check.
that was that AHS. But and at the time, my old lady was pregnant with my 4-year-old, because I got 4 boys. Oh my God, one's 25, and the youngest is 4. Old man stuff. Okay, so she was pregnant with Miles. And she came down there with me, so we got in the cab and brought the airbrush and the compressors, and I was like, all right, well, I know the quickest way to do this stuff is I'll just bring all my shit. So I came with a load of stuff, and then I came in. And it was cool because everybody was in there working and feverishly working and doing their parts, what they were designated to do. Then when I came in, everybody was like, oh, you're here to save the day. And I'm like, oh, man, stop. It's too much pressure. It's like I don't like stuff like that in a way because then it distracts me. So I came in. And just got to work, and basically the long and short of it was the powers that be, like the people at Effects and whoever for American Horror Story, they were like, yeah, we like it, but change this. Or, we like that, but change this. Go back to the other one. So it was a lot of back and forth, and then at some point, the light was throwing them off from what they saw it as the color to be. And then we did all the work, and then we finally got it to where there was no more complaining, and they totally accepted everything. And then they scrapped the whole thing.
Wow.
Well, listen, they didn't scrap everything because you got paid.
Exactly. Oh,
But
no.
they didn't use it on the big screen.
No, it wasn't even for the big screen. It was, like I said, it was a promo thing.
Right.
So the whole thing is, once we got all of those ready, right, on those little cab things with the bicycles connected to them, I forget what the name is. It's like a jitney, but it's not. Feel free to, somebody's going to let me know what that shit is. But then I think from 12th or 13th Street up into a certain amount into Manhattan, they would take you to where you had to go for free and to promote it. And it's like I have video footage of us testing it out. And it was dope. It looked creepy because it has the whole lady like this and there's the whole person from the waist up. And,
Yeah.
after it was done, I even kept one of those.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you keep your work?
Oh yeah, I got
People come in your crib and jump out the cars and all that?
Oh man, before I even tell you all these movies and people I work with, well, it's like, I recently relocated because like the last 2 years were hard for me personally, and but I was able to work on stuff. So as far as how my place looks, I mean, before I could show you pictures and video, it's like I have an extensive figure collection. So I have that. I had figures all over the wall. I had a whole shelf with all my makeup materials and body parts, and had heads, dead cats. Yeah, I mean, Peter, please don't come at me.
Yo,
Yeah,
this dude was like one of the best dressed every Halloween coming outside.
Oh, thank
He
you.
took that shit to a whole different level.
You should go to Atlanta. Every Halloween they have a costume. They win like $5,000.
really,
5 to 10 grand.
man.
Best costume.
I'm quite sure if I set that budget aside to go do that, I could win. Cause I ain't gonna lie, if I feel like I want to get on a plane and go out there just for the soul of that, I'm gonna win.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like.
Every Halloween they have that. Like somebody came as Jerome, but he looked like
Jerome, yeah.
Oh man.
He had the teeth, everything.
Oh yeah.
His
Once you
complexion, his stature. I'm like, is that Martin in that shit?
now see, and that's how he wins because once you have a person that already has a unique trait that fits what the character is, it makes it easy for him to win.
Yeah, man. One came with Medea, one big
Yeah. Big mama.
With the glasses and the wig.
glasses and mama, but this person was gay, but so it fit him.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm like, oh shit, but like just the whole movement, the skirt, that flower red.
Yeah.
Right. That's a lot.
I'm walking out of there with $5,000.
Easy.
Cash.
See?
Not even a check, cash.
That's a lot of attention to detail.
You know what I mean?
See, me personally, I come through with I'll bring a sexy ass chick and make her look like the most disgusting level of a walker from Walking Dead. But I would tap into certain people's inner secret necrophile. Like I would come through with a chick that looks hot at the same time that you'd be looking at her going, oh God, that's so, man, I squeeze a titty. Like in the Boy Scouts zombie
Right,
movie when
right.
he was, I want to tap that realm, that thin line between fucking you. Fuck with it with people. But as far as projects, besides that, I mean, shit, 2008, worked on before I self-destruct with 50. That's when 50 did that movie and the album DVD together.
You did his face like that?
No, that was the album cover artwork. I did all the stuff in the movie. That was an urban movie. So that was like all gunshots, like people getting shot in the face. I don't know if you saw the movie, but
I ain't see it in a while. I'm gonna go home and watch it though.
okay. Well,
Since I knew that you was behind it.
oh, thank you for the support. He basically he ends up becoming a hitman working for Clifton Powell without spoiling it. And he just,
Oh, that's the one with the house. And
Yeah.
all that, like,
Before I self-destruct with the girl, the chick, and all that.
he went in his crib or something. Meet him at his crib. And
yeah.
The Spanish girl.
Oh, so you saw him when the chick get shot in the face with the shotgun with the big ass Lola up.
Yeah. The stripper joint.
oh, you
Yeah.
did all that.
Yeah. So
Amazing.
thank you.
I thought that shit was on my
Yeah.
Oh man, no, that's an interesting story about that scene when he shoots her. Because what happened was, I had this unique thing of when I've been doing it so long. So when I'm on set, it's like
Splatter.
I'm always gonna run into somebody that I've worked on a film with.
Right.
So the guy that was doing the guns at the time for that, I knew him already. So let's say they did the whole door exploding thing yesterday. So then today we're gonna do her getting shot in the face.
Oh, the 12 gauge shit
Yeah,
at
when
in
he
the hole
looked
when
at
he
the
looked
door.
through the hole.
Yeah, when he looked through the people and he shot in the face.
Yeah, that part was crazy.
Oh, thank you. That was one.
That's
take.
like one of the best parts of the movie too.
Oh man, thank you. That was one take. What happened was, man, we had a 10 o'clock call time down to the G Unit office. Then from there we took the shuttle to New Jersey where we shot, and we were shooting at this project. It was the illest thing you could ever see. It was a project, but it was abandoned. So the whole project was no one was there but us.
Right.
But power was on. The elevators worked.
Right.
When it got dark, you could see people's kitchen lights was on. There was still curtains in it. Like that was the perfect place to shoot a zombie movie. No one was there. So I was just there all day chilling. That's why when people be like, Dad, I'll have you on set waiting. And I'm like, man, listen, it's all good. Just don't take advantage. But so 10 a.m. call time. We didn't actually do the effect till like after midnight.
Wow.
So we only had one take. So I explained to them what was going to happen because I have this thing I can hold large amounts of blood in my mouth. Like when you see that whole thing, that's me spitting blood out.
Wow.
That's not like a device or anything. So what happens is the hallway was really narrow. So you see how they shot it like this, and she walked past like this. Then the blood went, and she flew.
That's
back.
you.
Yeah, but on a heavy scale, blowing that. So
Wow.
the mattress. So this is the hallway. So 50's here, and I'm right next to him, and there was a mattress over there, and the chick was standing there, and basically in front of us. So it was like and I just had to keep repeating it over and over so everybody got the rhythm how it was going to be.
On
So I'm
cue.
like, we only get this one take. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3.
Everybody move at one
Then
time.
the shot. So it was 1, 2, 3, the gunshot, the blood splat, then her getting hit with the impact of the gun right after. So basically, after saying that a couple of times, we counted to 3, and the blood came and he pushed her at the same time. And he shoved the shit out of her, and she fell on the mattress, and I spit the blood out, and that was it.
Wow.
Yeah, and then after that, when you see her laying there through the thing with the eyeball hanging out and all that stuff, and you see the blood still pulling out from the head, you see that pillar. I'm right off to the side of that pillar, and I have a syringe with blood in the tubing, and I'm just going,
You squeezing it.
yeah, and blood's coming out.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Oh, it is.
Now that you
Broke it down.
broke it down,
Oh, yeah.
how do they do that shit, man?
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm even amazed myself. There's some stuff that I even see that I'm like, wow, how do you do that? Then I got to technically pick it apart. Another big project we did was, may had the opportunity to work with this director, not once, but twice. But his name is Richard LeMay. Worked on this movie that's out now with him that went through a couple of different title changes. But the end result is Bloodbound. And he took it back to, like, witches.
Wow.
So it's about, witches and, you got this demon that likes to eat hearts. So we got yeah, so I got this thing. I think the first clip that was leaked out about it when it came out was these two guys managed a talented cast as well. So let me just shout out everybody that worked on Bloodbound. This guy gets his arm ripped off
Right.
by the demon, and he throws it. Then he punches down into his chest and digs through his ribcage and pulls out his heart and eats it.
Damn.
He does that a couple of times. So this, and then we did that, and then a couple of years later, that came out 2 years ago, which we did a remake of Francis Ford Coppola's first film that he made called Dementia 13.
I heard about that.
Okay.
Because, like, my grandfather passed from that shit, dementia, so kind of something I would wanted to watch. So
Right. My mom's had that too.
I had that. I ain't see it, but I heard about it, though.
Okay, well, thank you for hearing about it. I mean, that's, once again, I've worked on a ton of stuff, and, even if the movie is, whatever my opinion is, doesn't matter. But I will tell you, actually it matters. Let me stop soft soaping it. If it's something corny, I'll tell you, hey, it's not so hot, but just go to the effects parts.
Right.
Because some of these actors are buttholes or whatever, they're not that good. But luckily, I don't have that. I have the pleasure of working with a lot of talented actors that are, everybody's focused, a ton of directors that are talented. And yeah, Dementia 13, which was Universal put that out.
Okay.
But the production company dicked me.
But they jerked you on the bread?
Yeah. I was 5 short, so I don't want to tarnish this whole thing by saying who could eat something, but anyway, I'm trying to be the bigger person, but the Aries in me is prompting me. But anyway, Dementia 13, that was really good, and that was really good money-wise. It was like, like even though, and it's like a lot of people sleep on it. Like, I ain't gonna lie, when I did Before I Self-Destruct, there was a lot of people that thought it was over for me. They're like, oh, Dad, I know you're good. Nigga, I'm not good. I'm okay. But it's like, that's not gonna, it's like, it's not like I could buy a house or a car, but it's like, I'm good.
Why didn't Hollywood open the doors for you yet? Let's get to that part.
Why? Let me see.
He did say he was black. If you didn't,
Yeah, I'm black. I don't know. There are a lot of black artists that are out now, as far as from that show Face Off. That's one thing I can say about that show Face Off. That's the one good thing I can say about it is when it was around. Well, first of all, let me explain what Face Off is. Face Off is like a reality-based show that used to come on Sci-Fi.
Right.
And it was like a makeup effects artist competition show. So I actually got called, shut up, Guts. I actually got called to be on Face Off. What happened was we worked on this project, and this scumbag director actually robbed us and like stole like over 3 stacks of worth of our equipment and everything.
That's what they be making those shows for, to steal from the real talent.
Oh yeah,
They come up with these fake scam things and put on TV, and next thing you know,
That's
you
one of
don't
the
hear from it no more.
well, with that too, I mean, even they like drama and stuff too. So I'm gonna get to that. So what happened was at the time when we had got robbed for our equipment, that show was coming out. So then a really cool actor friend of mine had shouted me out and was like, "You're dead. There's this show coming out. I think you'll be perfect for it," and sent me the link to it. So it was like Face Off. So I went and did my research. So I submitted for it. And what happened was they ended up calling me, and then they were like, "All right, well, we looked at your stuff." In fact, no, that's not how it went. What happened was I submitted for it, and I had put a picture up. It was like something that you could put a picture online, and if it's really good, they'll post it up. So I put a picture. I did a makeup on my old lady as a zombie, put it up. They never put it up. So then I had got a call from the casting dude. And what happened was a producer that was on one of the films I had worked on, her cousin was one of the casting dudes out in LA for Face Off.
Right.
So he was talking to her, and he was like, "Do you know any black effects artists? We need a black one because we don't know of any." And she was like, "I know one, and he's dope. His name's Mr. Dead. Let me put you in touch with him." So next thing you know, I get a call from the casting dude from out in LA. So it was like basically it was like a shh, don't tell anybody, but we gonna definitely have you on this show. Yeah, exactly, because you're black. We like your work, but you're black. So fill out all this stuff, and then we want you to, phase 2 is to come down to the IMATS, which is like a makeup artist trade show where they have different booths. It's like a makeup convention. So they were like, come down there and do a makeup demonstration. They gave like 15 minutes. So I went down there with a foam latex appliance of a demon that I had made from years ago that I had preserved and took care of it. Like I literally had this foam latex prosthetic, and I still have it to this day, but it's painted now from mid-90s. The foam latex piece is about as old as my oldest son. So I went down, that's how happy I was. I went down there with that piece. I had teeth I made, I had contacts. So went down there, bulbs around the table, everybody got their little makeup stations, and there's this chick off to the side, and she's doing like just a wound on her cheek. And if you're listening to the show, you fucked up the lights. Remember me? So she's putting a wound on her cheek, and she's using this blow dryer. She blew the breakers. So now all the lights around our makeup,
It's dead.
we don't have it now because she had this little piece that it didn't need that much attention with the blow dryer, but she had it set on high. And now I have the piece on, I have the teeth in, I have the contacts in. So as I'm still finishing up, my peripheral is kind of messed up. So then I'm like, all right, so what do we do real quick? Because they had the judge, which one of the judges, I happen to know him too, and he's a makeup artist. So I'm like, all right, so where do we go from here? Do I stop, or do I wait, or do I just keep going? And I'm like, I think I should just keep going. And then he went, yeah, go ahead. I don't think they're going to fix the lights. They're not going to remedy it in time.
Wow.
So then I did that. Then afterwards, they interviewed for Sci-Fi, and how come you want to be on the show? And then I did all that. And then the next step was I had to go down to Alcone, which is a makeup store in Manhattan, and they have the warehouses where I used to go from when I was younger. So shout out to Vinny and everybody at Alcone. And then we went down there, and I met a couple other makeup artists. And the cool point there was a makeup artist that was on another show that Sci-Fi put out, and he's really nasty, and that was like about body painting and stuff too.
Right.
And he did this thing where he painted up some bunnies at the Playboy Mansion. He was really talented, and it felt good when I met him, and he actually knew about me.
Wow.
He was like complimenting me on my work, and I'm like, oh, thank you. So long story short, me and the Face Off people did this dance 3 times. The third time, I didn't want to do it, but I wanted to prove to my son, because my son was like, maybe if you do it this time, Dad, you'll get it. And I went, I'm going to do this to show you that it's not going to happen. And your support makes me feel good. And I feel bad at the same time. Then I told the dude, I said, all right, I know you're going to tell me that you're going to do it. I'm like, at least tell me if I'm not going to be on. Like, let me know that it's not, oh, Dad, I promise. And there's nothing.
Wow.
So 3 times and that's it. But
They just used all your skills that you showed them what to do.
Oh,
They
no,
ran
no.
with that.
Oh no, the funniest thing was at some point with one of the times when they called me, they had the nerve to question my ability. They had sent me, I even have it in an email. They were like, do you feel that you've gotten better with your sculpting? And I'm like, wow, it's funny how they single out the sculpting exactly. And I'm like, well, I do feel like I know that I've gotten better because I'm still doing it.
Right.
Once I get the call, you know, like I said before about the whole phase out thing, it's like, as long as I get the call, I'm good money. I know I'm good money anyway. So it's like,
Have your phones been ringing lately?
oh yeah. I don't need the show to define me. You know, it's like shit. Just did a movie with DMX. It was TMZ had covered it. It's he plays a police detective. It's a movie, Chronicle of a Serial Killer.
Okay.
And I had the pleasure of working with him. I didn't get to put makeup on him, but I talked to him. Really, really cool dude. And I provided all of the stuff that you're gonna see. Well, not all of it. I did most of it, like all the women.
Okay.
They got murdered. they got some money from me too. Yeah, and once again, people think that just because you got big names on productions, that there won't be no jankiness to it. This production is kind of janky. One of the days I wasn't on set, I heard there was no food.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many hours was they there starving?
Well, shit. We were doing originally. The director was a stickler for sticking to a schedule, and it was going to be really short days, start early, finish early, and then they're doing 12-hour days, which is the minimum. I mean, that's the basic.
Right.
I mean, shit. The longest day I've done was that was one of the dopest shoots too, and it's like we did 22-hour day.
22 hours?
But it was fun.
Shit.
It was fun because it was in the summer. We was working with the director that we like, we outside. It was good. And that was a movie, a director had did this, before Steven Spielberg did the BFG, the Big Friendly Giant. So he did the BFG. So we did the makeup for the BFG. Then they took the basement and they made it look like a cave. Because the way it goes is that's a children's book. And it's a giant, Big Friendly Giant. And he has 2 brothers, and they go around eating people. And he don't want to eat people, so he's the friendly one. So they live in this cave in this mountain. So what happened was they wanted three big giant backdrops painted to look like the mountain when the sunrise and sunset. Because in the book, the image is like the sky was like purple with that blue in it, with that orange. So we had to make those that were stretched on custom-made canvases. We had to make 3 of those. And then how I ended up getting another responsibility was when I was talking with the director, I went to meet with him to pick up some money one day. And then he had just got off the phone with the guy that was supposed to do the miniature set. And he was pissed off because that guy didn't want to do it. And he was like, now, how am I going to have this? And I'm like, what's the problem? Let me know what it is. Then he's like, Dad, I need this. The part when the giant sticks his hand through the window and he grabs the little girl and I can CGI the girl, but I just need the whole miniature room to look like the real room. And I'm like, I could do that. How much is your budget?
Right.
And
so
then-
you talking that money.
And then he told me, and I was like, all right, I'll take some of that today too, as well as what I already came to get. And then we did that too. And I'm upset because that never saw the light of day, because
Wow.
he ended up losing the footage. He ended up losing the footage somehow on the drives.
We ain't the only ones that go through it.
Oh no!
Now we got footage lost from us too, man.
Oh man, listen, not to digress, but I have an album thing that happened to me with one of my albums with my producer Bemos. Was he had got this new piece of equipment, and he got it from Paul, and he was excited about it. And all the songs that we did for that second album afterwards, because we had to meet, you know how it is, you got to have your album in by the deadline. You know, you can come out first, second, third, fourth quarter. So we trying to meet the deadline. We were well within, we were good. Then I get the call. You're dead. Man, I know what we're gonna do. I got a problem. What happened, nigga? All the vocals from all the songs. What? How
Damn.
did you do that? So then we had to go to Skiz, and I had to lay all the vocals to all the songs into one day. So I know how it is. And they mirror each other. Those worlds mirror each
Yeah.
other so much. So all right, so then so then Dimension 13, that was really big and good. So then now we have Chronicles of a Serial Killer, and what?
BFG.
Yeah, the BFG. That was good. 22-hour day, and then the next day then we came back. We slept for a little bit. Then we took a shower, and then the next day was a 23-hour day. It's like we did that because we wanted to. So I don't want any regulation people pointing their fingers.
I want to know, like, someone that grew up in Cypress Hills Project, like, what made you want to be somebody that, want to do makeup? Like, that's, like, so rare coming from the projects,
Right.
Where a kid grow up and want to be a special effects artist.
Right.
Because I remember seeing you and seeing all the makeup and things like that and seeing your work. So I'm like, damn, like, what made you want to do that?
Oh man, like I said, I think the thing that jumped me off with that is I had seen a bunch of different horror movies in my day, but once I saw the George Romero's Dawn of the Dead, that was it. I saw that, and then I just it's like I just got like the whole Tom Savini experience.
Right.
So it's like it's like I don't know. It's like not like how the groupies and the fanboys do. It's like I took everything what he did and what he said to heart in a sense of. Like one of his quotes that he said is, like the more you do, the more you get to do. So when I looked at Dawn of the Dead, and keep in mind, I saw the Dawn of the Dead. I saw that movie before I came across the Fangoria magazine. So I saw that movie, and then I was like, all right, who did all of that? And I'm like, that guy with the leather jacket that hit the zombie in the head with the machete?
Right.
He did that. He did that stuff, and then he's acting in it too. Then that's him falling, doing the stunts, and then I just got on that path, and then I was at the Kings Plaza Mall with my moms, and I used to hate the fact my moms was smoking, so she's like, oh come on, I want to go get a pack of these more menthols. You remember them green pack, them long shits?
Paul Malls.
Yeah, I used to put shit in them and make them explode when she used to light them and smoke them. So you ruined a whole pack of cigarettes from me. Not do it again. So then I saw this magazine. I'm like, what's this magazine with Godzilla on the cover? And I caught it. It was the timing. It was my destiny. And I caught. It's not like I went and I saw it in Fango issue 22. It's like I saw the very first issue, and it's like she didn't want to buy it. And I'm like, hey, if you could play numbers and get them big blues and all that shit, I want this magazine. Then once I got that magazine, I went, there is a world of that like I saw it in my mind. And that's basically how it went. I'm flipping through the book. Next thing you know, I found this different places where to get makeup from, and then I came across Dick Smith's book, Monster Makeup, Tom Savini's Bizarro Grand Illusion, the Richard Corson stage makeup, and then I found, there are conventions. There are places where you can go to, and that was it. And
So with all this makeup in your house, you can't never say that you ain't never put makeup on yourself, put makeup on the girl, and say, you know what, today we're gonna be fucking zombies. Y'all was doing some freaky shit in the house.
I've been wanting to do that. I haven't worked my way up to that yet. It's like that's one of my things I should have been did, and I do have to honestly say thank God I didn't do it because there's so many women that have came and went that are so undeserving of looking like a corpse. It's straddling me. It's straddling me, looking like the bicycle girl from Walking Dead. And I'm just glad that they didn't get to have that. But that's what me and my old lady got to talk about later.
Shout me out, man.
Yes, I will.
I started something.
Yeah, no. I mean, I am.
All that makeup in the crib. You know how people like to role play?
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Oh, yeah. I am so ahead of my time. It's like there's certain things I've been trying to do, but it's like, my previous lady I was with was like, nah, you just want to be a pervert. Like, say, like, how they have all these calendars out now with these chicks all
Right.
sexy with blood on them. I've been wanting to do that.
Right.
I'm going to still do it, but I'm going to do it with a twist. So, and I'm going to make sure you guys are the first ones to know about it.
Thank you, brother.
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Ooh, look at the pussy though.
Remember? Yeah. Well, I probably have to do 2 calendars now that you say that.
Right.
Because I was going to do the top parts. I don't know if I can.
Do the Halloween calendar, man. The Mr. Dead's presents.
That's
Yeah.
just what I'm saying. I'm gonna creep up on you.
That's a
I'm
fact.
telling you. But yeah, I mean, I've been blessed, and acting wise, I act. So, I mean, shit. There's another fellow alumni from Cypress that he didn't quite grab the makeup ring, but he was around too from when we were kids. Is, Theo.
Yeah, shout out Theo, man.
Theo
Panda, man.
Barber.
What's up?
What up, nigga? And he's doing the acting, and I do that too. But it's like, I don't know. It's not easy because there are things where that I've worked on doing effects and I had to act it, in both, but we had to break it up in 2 days. But one of my other big things I did was I acted, and I got to act alongside Sticky Fingers.
Okay.
So shout out to Sticky Fingers too. That's for
What movie was that?
that's actually we just shot the last of the pickup scene, so that should be coming out sometime this year. That's Paradise City.
Okay, I know Sticky do a lot of these musical movies that I be liking, like where he's rapping, but it's like a movie at the same time.
Right, the way Michael Jackson used to do it.
Yeah, I like this.
With a lot more violence and get up and go
Yeah,
to it.
yeah, I like the movies that Sticky be doing, man. Shout
yeah.
out Sticky.
Oh yeah, shout out to him. And yeah, that's but I don't want to give too much up about that movie, but shout out to the Lopez brothers. They did that, and then
The check good.
yes. I was not mad at that. And you know what? I had to separate myself because that was acting.
Right.
So it's like I'm on some SAG shit now. So when niggas call me, I'm gonna go, hey.
Hey, my SAG card not popping.
Yeah, short of me knowing you. And
Saying I'm on some SAG shit.
yeah. I got
Actor's life.
Yeah. I'm SAG with the acting. I'm freelance with the makeup. So I was expecting, there's no real difference. It's still all of that wait, hurry up and wait. It's the same things. It's just that, I don't know, it's just not hard to me. It's different, yet it's the same. It's like my imagination is bubbling more because now there are so many different ways that I'm thinking of that I can deliver my craft through the acting. And it's like, usually I'm like the bad guy or something. There's one thing I did that I was actually a tooth fairy.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a nice fun short. But this movie is about the whole, like they trying to clamp down on the whole counterterrorism. So they have this police officer that goes undercover in a mosque to find out the whole, like who's behind all this, trying to find this terrorist cell.
Right.
And I play Morton, who's a wheelchair-bound vet.
Oh, you're in a wheelchair.
Yeah, and I'm a hateful, drunken vet that I hate Muslims.
Wow.
So it's like, I mean,
No disrespect to y'all. Man.
oh yeah, no disrespect at all. But I will say, please don't throw anything at me because the acting is superb. No, I mean,
Yeah,
like,
people take that shit seriously.
oh, they do. I mean, there's one of the actors from Walking Dead that's got death threats, and that's zombie stuff.
Right.
And zombies don't exist.
Right.
Quote unquote. So that's why I'm quick
Like
to say.
cannibals now. Let's not go there.
Oh yeah.
There are people that really eat people now.
Oh yeah, we could do that all day. But he's just really hateful and he hates Muslims. So
Wow.
there's a what's the one thing I could leave it off with? There's a Molotov cocktail involved.
Oh, so he's
It's about the blow.
yeah, he's blown. Yeah.
Yeah. So that dude, yeah, he's real fucked up.
So I say like like back in the days, like movies was like really gory and zombie movies and things of that nature. Like right now, people not really into stuff like that. Not that I see.
Right. Oh, you mean the gore? I
Yeah.
mean, as far as
you think?
horror? Oh,
Listen, my bad.
no, not at all.
Yo, listen. I'm
You still into the gore?
a little bit like, I stopped after I went to go see The Omen.
Right.
Like, I was on a whole date with that.
Okay.
The Omen was crazy.
With that
Saw?
boy. Nah, listen.
No, you talking about the new Omen that just
Yeah, with
dropped a
Damien.
couple. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This
Right.
little boy, when that lady went to that top of that chapel and jumped, she like, this
Oh,
is
the
for
house.
you.
Right.
That just
Jumped,
scared the
and
shit out you.
I walked out.
Oh,
I got up, walked out. The
also,
whole date from there.
also, you're unsettled easily.
So, but then I like Michael Myers.
Okay.
So I went to go see that, and I'm like, yo, this shit is not even scary.
Okay.
You know what he coming
Yeah.
for.
See,
Right.
you like show more of a motherfucker who like don't like them demon movies, like the spirits and shit like
Oh,
that.
ghosts and stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
it's all. Well, my genre is zombies. I mean, I like. There's certain ones I'll take a back seat to, but for the most of it, I appreciate a good zombie movie. I like Sick sick serial. It doesn't even have to be a serial killer per se, but just like movies where the guy is just unhinged.
Like Psycho,
Yeah, Psycho and Beyond. All right, you know where I'm at with it?
Maniac Cop.
No, Maniac with Joe Spinell as Frank Zito.
Okay.
William Lustig's joint.
All right.
with the
Yeah,
scouts.
Maniac. Yeah, I remember Maniac.
Maniac.
That shit was wow, yo.
I like the one where the dude played the many characters and had the girls like hitting in like a room.
Yeah, that's it just came out a couple years ago.
Was it Space?
Split.
Split.
Oh, Split was good.
I like that. Like, but I couldn't sit through it.
Right.
But I like it. And then, like I said, when I went to go see Michael Myers, I'm like, yo, like I was all up for it.
So you
Yeah.
like the slashes.
No, I just like the.
Yeah, the flashes that shing, that like real fast moment.
I like when the lights is out and then he ain't there. Then
He just pop up.
yeah,
Jump scares.
I love that.
He got names for it. He know the names for it and all that. Nigga said jump
yeah,
scares.
You know what? It's a trend. You know who started that whole thing? I mean, you know who like reinvented it? The James Wan, like those guys that do all the Insidious movies and the Conjurings.
Right.
Like, but
The Conjuring.
yeah,
Yeah,
like between the lighting and how it's shot, and then you have those jump scares. But it's
that
like
shit could give you a heart attack,
with
man.
me- you know what it is?
Thriller shit.
You can see it coming if you pay attention, because it's like it's a signature. It's like no matter how many times it's done, it's like I stopped jumping after a while.
That shit was funny to me. I'm like, that nigga
This
you know
shit's
he
whack.
gonna be there.
You
Yeah.
can see you can see how they're
see it's
setting it
dark.
up, and then the only difference.
Like it's dark.
The-
where
the-
Liam is at, all of
it's
a
the-
sudden
I
he's
f-
completely there.
I feel like it's the sound. The sound makes you
Yeah, it's the
scared.
build-up.
Yeah, it's the build up. Right.
Mhm. And
Right.
you know what else you have to compliment too, as far as with the horror, when you don't hear anything, and they can still invoke that. Now it comes down to lighting, the
Right.
saturation of it, how it looks, the whole setup of it.
Right.
You
But-
can do this. You can get the same results even with a different template of it, because there's a lot of movies with scenarios where, I mean, shit. Like, all right, take for example. I know you guys haven't seen it, and it's not very horrible, but it's horrible in the sense of the audaciousness of the protagonist. I know that sounds like some tongue twister shit, but that's
That's
the
the
best way.
bodacious of the protagonist.
That's the lyricist in me coming out, because it's all lyrical. But Alfred Hitchcock's Rope.
Never seen it.
You need to watch that, because there's no music, and when they shoot it, it's one long shot. And it's like, I want to tell you what it's about, but I don't want to spoil it. Just watch Rope.
But Albert Hitchcock was a monster with that shit. With
Oh
that.
yeah.
But fucking like movies, like horror movies, I feel like it's not the same no more, bro.
Nah, it is, man.
There's
like the little ones with the little girls that be like. When you go to the house, they die and they come back as the demon.
What movie is that?
I don't know. I just be seeing it.
Yeah, see,
and I be
he-
like, yo, I don't watch that. Like,
See,
I'm not
he
going to see that.
see
Nah,
he's
he's-
talking about like spirits and demons. Like I'm talking.
Oh no, he's talking about like something like Bava's Demons or
Yeah, like
Night of the Demons.
Exorcists and shit like that.
Yeah.
That's what gets shown. I'm talking about like real scary movies. Like they don't make scary movies like murderous movies no more. Like they make movies like Saw.
Well, they're starting to. I mean, like I said, my besides zombies, my favorite horror movies are things that can happen.
And zombie movies definitely don't. It's not scary anymore.
Oh yeah, no. It's more. I mean, the writing, depending on what it is, but it's like with Walking Dead. Walking Dead had a couple of seasons where they focused so much on the character development that people's give a shit went down, and it's like, all right, let's have some more of the zombie stuff in between.
Right.
But what Walking Dead does show you is that you have the dead is the least of your threat. You got to worry about some, I mean, come on, let's go back to some of those episodes where Rick Grimes and his people and his son came across these dudes were literally telling him, all right, we're going to take you, we're going to fuck your son in front of you, and then we're going to kill him and we're going to eat him.
Damn. Shit.
So now his
shit
response
sounds
to that
wild.
is to butcher all of them. So and right off to the side, you got a couple of 100,000 dead people that want to eat you too. And I got to worry about people like you and me that you want to do me dirtier than the zombies do.
Oh, that's what Walking Dead was about? Like humans still acting like savages while
yeah.
zombies is out?
Of course.
I never watched that shit. It was too much gore and blood
Oh,
and
okay.
head bashing.
Oh, so you don't like too much of all of that?
Nah.
I watched some other shit. It was like a black market movie when it was like the dude had a light in his eye. I don't know what it was, but it was like gorging or poor. It was, what is the word when you like kill everybody? Like if I got the
Purge.
it was like a purge. But he was a drug dealer.
Oh,
black dude.
the Purge prequel.
Man.
Yeah, and he had the contact lens, and then they have the contact. Like basically, if you're wearing those contacts, that means that you're down to purge.
Yeah, like
I never even heard of that shit.
I mean,
it's on. Like,
yeah, you're not really missing anything.
but, you know what I'm saying? Like certain shit.
I will not pull punches when movies did it
Well,
bad.
not to cut anybody off, it's almost that time to wrap this thing up, bro.
Oh man, time
So it
goes
was
by.
beautiful. Yeah, man, it was a beautiful interview, man.
Thank you.
Got any shout outs and any exclusive
man.
things you need to lay down on us? Pause.
Man, do we have time for you to play one song? I have something that no one's ever heard that I'm going to be releasing sometime this year. I'm going to try to.
Now, you said you got
It's on a flash drive.
it's on the flash drive. See, the flash drive, I don't know how to
work it.
Yeah.
I mean, all right. Well, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna.
You can send it to our director, and he'll put it on a.
Yeah, I would leave you this, but there's photos and stuff like horror stuff on it. But I'll send you the song. That way you can just spread that about.
Yeah, we'll put it on the end of the interview.
Okay, cool. I like to say, man, I'm currently gonna be working on, which is what I was doing lab work today. I'm gonna be doing this thing called Princess Cut later this month, where somebody's gonna get stabbed in the neck with a corkscrew.
He's psycho, yo.
And
Mr. Dead is psycho.
Oh yes, I have my moments. And another woman's gonna be stabbed in the breast with a pair of scissors.
Damn.
Yeah, cutthroats and everything. I like to give a shout out to everybody that's listening within the reach of our voices. Thanks for the support. I'm coming with the music. Trust me. I like to give a shout out to my man Transcommunication Instrumental. I know I'm late with them songs. Please forgive me. This is my French dude I'm working with. Me and him are doing an EP coming out sometime this year called From the French Connection, from France to Brooklyn.
Nice.
My old lady, my kids, people that have been there with me from, the hard times and stuff. So Mr. Dead is back, and look for me.
There you go.
I will be there.
I just want to shout Chinese Kitty out for that damn amazing party we was at last night.
Oh yeah, shout to her too. Yeah. I had not heard of her until your show, but I saw your show and shouts to her.
Dope artist, man.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
She got a bright future, man.
Yeah, definitely.
She is it. She just need one, baby.
She gonna have one. Yes, sir. Everybody tune in, check out that hit stick.
Yes. Oh, and the biggest shout to the Moving Forward podcast.
Moving Forward podcast, Moving Forward show.
Yes.
It is what it is,
That's
man.
right.
Anything you got to say before you get out of here?
Nah, man, moving forward, man.
That's it.
We out of here, man.
Hell yeah.
We out of here. Brooklyn.
Yo, you're experiencing Mr. Dead, and I am with Flo and Duce on the Moving Forward podcast. You heard the man. It's fire. You heard the man.
That's the best drop we got.
That's a fact.
Ain't gonna get no better. Moving Forward podcast.
Don't forget to subscribe, baby.
Subscribe to it. Flo Duce, Mr. Dead, I was a guest on, and it's a blessing. The show's fire. And if you want to just look and see what I'm doing, just a smidge, on Instagram, MR_dead.
That's right.
That's it.
See the shirt, man. See that shirt? Yeah.
Brooklyn's finest, you see him.
It's official.
Yeah, you know what I gotta do.
Fuck all y'all niggas. Y'all need to start subscribing to the show, too.
That's a fact.
Support.
Support.
Y'all see what we doing, and y'all still not supporting. Just click it. That's it. Hit that little bell, subscribe. That's it.
But I bet if you want to talk about something you're doing, you're going to want to be on the show, right?
That's a fact.
Potato head ass
You said
niggas.
it.
We moving forward, motherfuckers.
That's it.
Yes. Mr. Lynn, please. Mr. Dead's in the house. The brothers in the house. Yes. Yo.
titty, titty. Bang, bang, Mr. Dead's in your area. Raw light, sushi bear, claw stay tearing. You a new asshole, or you new cats are clowns. Now it's time to get a grasp on that ass from the beat there. See how they get down with this pound steady bumping? None of you cats can even ban 'em. Man, that's something how an old cat, a cold cat. Remember you were told that the mic was hot like irons on the board. Nigga, I fold that. Yeah, yeah, with the madness of other generosity. I'm coming breaking barriers, can't stop the velocity. Lyrical atrocity, metabolic monstrosity spitting. While I'm still in this mix, you can't stop me. A massive attack on this industry of music. I also attack all the whack who misuse it. I scrutinize, penalize, you are simply sterilized. Cats in the dark, look for light, I open eyes. Bang, bang on the boulevard, the hardest of the softest. Try to ventilate, by my gate you will fall off this. Trapeze of intelligence, your whole style's irrelevant. I own a silencer rifle, run it, tell the president. Straight from the lip I spit, mind the hip. Cause it's easy to get in, getting out is a bitch. When your man straight pussy and the other snitch. Two-story, I'm gonna dig that diss, let's sort it out.
It's Mr. Dead, but you can call him Deadly. When he lays it down, it feels like paradise. No other cats will ever come before him. When he lays it down, come touch me. It's Mr. Dead, but you can call him Deadly. When he lays it down, it feels like paradise. No other cats will ever come before him. When he lays it down, come touch me.
Simple, simple and plain, sustain brain, then retain them. Manifest the style, make it wild like a tenement. The object of the